Alright, everyone. I was able to fix that much faster than I thought I would be able to. It was a very simple console command, and it went immediately into the final video, so I immediately hit escape and got out. So you missed the first few words, but here we go.
The courier, with the aid of Yes Man, drove both the Legion and the NCR from Hoover Dam, securing New Vegas's independence from both factions. With Mr. House out of the picture, part of the Securitron army was diverted to the Strip to keep order. Any chaos on the streets was ended. Quickly. Chaos became uncertainty, then acceptance with minimal loss of life. New Vegas assumed its position as an independent power in the Mojave. Supporting the ideals of independence, the courier was recognized as the man responsible for a truly free New Vegas. He ensured Mr. House's tyranny was broken, and neither Caesar's Legion nor NCR would ever gain control over New Vegas.
I wouldn't go that far.
And Rhonda went east, through Caesar's land. Occasionally, tales of their exploits found their way back west, though few believed them. Eventually, the stories concerning the duo were collected and published, and proved to be quite popular with children.
Invigorated by his travels with the courier, Raul once more took up his guns in memory of his lost Rafaela. Soon after, the Mojave was filled with tales of the ghost vaquero who hunts down those who prey on the weak.
Though the wasteland became anarchic after Hoover Dam, the Boomers' display of power dissuaded fortune seekers from attempting to penetrate Nellis.
The Brotherhood's open aggression along the New Vegas highways troubled Veronica greatly. Nevertheless, it removed all doubt from her mind that in leaving them, she had made the right choice. Eventually, she would take to the road, less in hopes of finding a new home than of leaving memories of the old one behind her.
Their leaders destroyed by the courier, the fiends scattered throughout the wasteland. Without the organization of Motor Runner, Cook, Violet, and Driver Nephi, they were easy prey.
After the courier ensured New Vegas remained free, the followers found that independent Vegas was even more unstable and violent than before. Old Mormon Fort became excessively burdened by the influx of patients, struggling to provide even the most basic of services.
Arcade was tending to the locals of Freeside when he learned that Caesar's Legion had been defeated, and NCR was being pushed out of New Vegas. Though he found that independence for New Vegas was not all he hoped it would be, Arcade did his best to help the locals govern themselves.
With New Vegas's independence formally declared, Goodsprings thrived.
Oh,
More
good.
travelers stopped by Goodsprings on their way to and from the Strip, and the locals grew prosperous from the traffic.
The slaughter of the Van Cliffs in the Crimson Caravan caused no end of trouble for NCR back west.
Boo-hoo.
Already struggling, NCR's supply lines suffered further as the two caravans withdrew support until the massacre in the east was resolved. Cass lived to see the courier bring down 3 armies, and by her count, that was 3 more than she'd expected.
Oh, well, thanks.
She kept quiet about that, though.
During the Battle of Hoover Dam, the Great Khans quickly evacuated Red Rock Canyon and headed north and east into the plains of Wyoming. There, they reconnected with the followers of the Apocalypse and rebuilt their strength. Bolstered by ancient knowledge of governance, economics, and transportation, they carved a mighty empire out of the ruins of the Northwest.
Thanks to the courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded.
Good.
Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Right on.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
Okay.
The Kings retained their control of Freeside, and while they continued to favor the needs of locals, they tolerated the citizens of the defeated NCR.
Good.
Revitalized by Violetta's brain, Rex eventually learned to balance the memories of his old life with Violetta's experiences among the brutal fiends.
Yeah.
His mind had difficulty adjusting, but Rex eventually found peace with his new, more vicious self.
Okay.
Shaped up by the courier's advice, the Misfits distinguished themselves during the Legion's attack on Camp Golf.
Did they survive?
Rex was finally promoted to sergeant.
Oh, good.
The rest of the Misfits received an official commendation.
Cool.
They continued to serve with distinction for many years.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Yeah, but she's dead.
Though NCR was withdrawing from the region, Boone remained in New Vegas, finding work as a security guard and caravan scout along the highways. While he might have preferred rejoining his old unit, Boone couldn't bring himself to abandon the city where he'd met his wife.
Oh.
The Powder Gangers are no match for the battle-hardened troops of the NCR, and summary execution awaited the Powder Gangers who managed to survive.
After the majority of the Vault 19 Powder Gangers joined the Great Khans, the weaker members scattered throughout the Mojave wasteland. Though a few managed to erase their past, most never survived the journey.
Yeah.
After Hoover Dam, Sheriff Myers runs Prim with his own style of frontier justice. He deals with most folks fairly, but now and then someone winds up dead with little to no evidence against them.
Uh-huh. No idea what you just said, Eddie.
Despite distinguishing themselves during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, the Rangers' victory was short-lived due to the courier's interference. Chief Hanlon personally directed the evacuation of the Rangers to Mojave Outpost.
Good.
As they fell back into NCR territory. Bitter over the waste of life in the Mojave, Hanlon stepped down from his post.
Oh, that's too bad.
After a campaign in which he denounced Oliver's and Kimball's hawkish, imperialist ways, Hanlon was elected as the Senator of Reading.
Really?
So the couriers rode
People actually listen to him?
In the new world of the Mojave wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
And there you are. War never changes. Okay, no. Let's go back to the main menu. Follow. Oh, that's him. Yeah. So, what do you think, everyone? Should I start a new game of this, or should I go and start doing these with Skyrim? Everyone seems I've gotten a lot more response since I started doing the live streams, so I'm thinking I'm going to keep them up. And I've never played through the main quest of Skyrim. I've never played through all of Dawnguard. I've played through the Dragonborn. That's the only major quest that I've played through. I haven't even done the Revolution, mainly because every time I play it, both sides seem so incredible. And when I say incredible, I don't mean as in amazing, as I mean as in not credible. To me, right off the bat, I knew that both sides there was some right and some wrong on both sides, and it really wasn't worth it, so I never bothered with it. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the playthrough of Skyrim maybe tomorrow or the next day, because I have to remod the whole thing. I had to take out all the mods, which means I have to go find them again and install them properly and make sure everything works properly and blah blah blah. So it might take me, that's a good 12-14 hours. I'm going to start pretty much as soon as I finish doing this, talking to you guys. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. If anyone would prefer me to do a playthrough of any other game, a role play of another game, let me know. I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I might do this in the role play scenario now that I know I can make it stable, and that way I won't have to spend, if my eyes get tired, I'll always be ahead far enough that I won't have to spend too much time on it, because it does, the FPS in this game in places just bugs the eyes right out of my head. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. Thank you everyone for watching once again, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a nice day.